My gosh, are the helicopters dropping off Tom Brady, who's got a little stake of love in this year's Derby? Or should I say Thurby? That's right, day one here in Kentucky. Churchill Downs is active. The vibes are high. There's helicopters. There's mega golf carts. Wow, that's pretty souped up. We've got a big show. Mike Rapoli. I'll tell you what he's cooking up with Tom Brady. He's got a favorite on Saturday named Fierceness. We're going to get into it. He's like a Rage Against the Machine. He is the Joker in Gotham here at Churchill Downs, so can't wait to talk to him. Another favorite, Sierra Leone, running on Saturday. That jockey also joining the show. Tyler's going to pop by. We're going to have Eric Wood. What is Eric Wood doing here? Where did he come from? Where is he sitting? I need to know everything. Of course, former Bill Great. He'll be joining us. And you know what's happening. There's booze behind me. So Boozy Susie, let's go. Okay, welcome to the 150th Kentucky Derby, my second Derby. I think Mike Rapoli's 90th. We'll see how his horse does. He's joining the show. We're going to have Eric Wood hang out. You never know. I mean, I feel like we saw Warren Moon here last year, and he tipped me off about those new Titans unis. So you never know what's going to happen here at Churchill Downs, Louisville, Kentucky, playing host to us yet again. Up and Adams Live. So brilliant to be part of FanDuel's coverage here. And speaking of coverage, I'm going to get covered from the sun, the hot, look at this. Woo! But here I am in the Woodford Reserve. I'm going to call it Reservoir because it sounds better than a tent. And this is where the magic happens. When we said, where at Churchill Downs, the new paddock, the new heavily remodeled this or that, where do you want to be for the show to kick it off on Thurby Thursday? I said I want to be with Woodford Reserve, hanging out with $1,000 mint juleps, $5,000 mint juleps, and my friend Elizabeth McCall, who is doing all things Woodford Reserve. How many times have you been to the Derby? Let's tell people about you and what you do. And you look beautiful, and I love your hat.
Thank you so much. I've been coming to the Kentucky Derby since I was in high school, so it has been a long time. I don't even know. I mean, 2003 was my first Kentucky Derby, so yeah, it's been a good time.
I bet you have a lot of stories, but the special story here is that every year Woodford Reserve sells a limited edition, by the way, $1,000 mint juleps and $5,000 mint juleps, and it all goes for a great cause. So tell us about the cause for this year. As I think you're going to make us one of these in this insane cup. Can you talk about, let's start here. Okay. What goes into making, even just crafting this? Because it's so special.
I know. So every year we try to do something unique and to celebrate the year. This is Derby 150. So with our $5,000 cup, it is a gold-plated cup, and it has lab-made sapphires. So they are just stunning, very clear sapphires, and it features the twin spires, which we've never done before, and it has a beautiful Woodford Reserve emblem on it, and as well as a rose to celebrate Derby 150.
They're on sale for what? I know this year proceeds benefit the Backside Learning Center.
Yeah, so we're supporting the Backside Learning Center. Those people are the heart and soul of the track. So the Backside Learning Center helps them, gives them skills for language and all different sorts of things.
So there's silver and gold cups. Walk us through sort of making a mint julep. I have the recipe. Do y'all give away the recipe?
Oh yeah, we share it out there, and this one's really easy to do this year, so you could do it at home if you want. So I'll show you how I like to make the mint julep, especially a $5,000 one.
Elizabeth, I haven't had any breakfast. I'm going to be Boozy Susie, as always. And while you're making this, I do just want to say, Chandler Parsons, former NBA player, FanDuel family, who will be arriving sometime today, and he'll be on the show tomorrow. He owes me a $1,000 mint julep because he lost a trivia contest about the Derby. Now, do you have like a favorite Derby memory, something like maybe even just a rule or do or don't for people maybe making their first trip for this 150th celebration?
I think one of my things is shoes. Wear comfortable shoes, bring shoes you can walk in, and drink lots of water because there are so many wonderful drinks to be had, and you want to enjoy all of them, but you got to remember to keep it responsible.
Keep it responsible. So I already missed two things. I'm going to drink before I eat anything, and I've been running around chasing Mike Rapoli, wearing 5-inch heels here today, but they're very cute, so I'm very excited about everything. Outfits, I remember last year I came and I did not get the memo that people showed up Thursday, 10 out of 10. Dressed up, I was wearing pants, I felt like an idiot, and then I didn't wear pink on Kentucky Oaks Day, so I feel in better position. So let's make me a cocktail, and also, just so everybody knows, these are so special, and like you're talking about the spires, the sapphires, all of that. This is limited edition stuff, right? So there's a certain amount. Chandler Parsons is going to buy one of them. How many are available?
So we have 200 of the $1,000 cups, and we just have 100 of the $5,000 cups. So very limited, very exclusive, and the only place that you can get them on the track is when you come to this tent.
Perfect. So it's this tent. I call it a reservoir. It's a bar. Some people have cheers. I have the Woodford Reserve tent here outside the amazing new paddock. There's so much going on here at Churchill. So let me give it a taste. Now, what's in here exactly? I feel like it's just Woodford Reserve. Is that true?
No. So, well, a mint julep has your bourbon and then a sweetener. So this year we have always Woodford Reserve, 2 ounces of it, and then we have ½ ounce of our honey simple syrup that has rose in it. So it's a rose, honey, and simple or mint julep this year. So it's delicious. We've got a beautiful rose garnish and mint always tucked in next to it. And here's your little sipping straw. When you sip a mint julep, you want it right next to the garnish.
Okay, let's check this bad boy out. This is $1,000.
Yeah.
Ooh, I taste the honey rose, and I love that. The garnish, we're doing a thing on Thursday. Elizabeth McCall, we appreciate you so much. She will be here. Come by the tent if you're coming out. If you're lucky enough, I'm just going to do this. If you're lucky enough to come out to the Derby, it is so exclusive and so amazing. Have you ever seen anybody like super famous that you were like excited to see at the Derby?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I love seeing all the. I love to see all the athletes that come out.
Who?
I mean, we had Tom Brady one year. I hear Travis Kelce's supposed to be here.
Dumois, did you hear that?
So I hope he shows up and has a great time. And I just love seeing people come out and support Kentucky and the Derby and keep elevating this wonderful experience.
All right, Elizabeth McCall, Boozy Susie over here. I'm going to go to a different position. As I'm sweating my literal face off, I'm looking at my camera. Sorry I look so terrible. Here we go. Okay, here's the deal. I decided to come to the Derby. I didn't really want to learn much about the horses, the field, any of it until I got here. Because I in these heels, I went click-clacking around. I've been trying to find my horse. You're looking for a horse too. Do not lie to me and tell me that you know anything about any of these horses in the field. So I'm going to teach you, NFL fans, NBA fans, whatever, and get you guys going on some of the great things about these horses. Okay, so I want to give you somebody who I'm sort of circling on my race card. Here's what you need to know about Epic Ride. Okay, 50-1 odds. Okay, Encino. That was a horse, Scratch. Now there's a scratch on, scratch in, scratch out. This is a bad scratch with Encino, but a nice next man up, Bledsoe, Tom Brady vibe might be happening with Epic Ride, okay? This could be Dak Romo. He's lining up all the way on the outside in post 20. I think he was 21 or 22. Basically, he's coming off the bench, people, but he's been training like all the other horses, and he's going to have a nice opportunity here. Do not overlook Epic Ride. I like the name. It's a noun, unlike fierceness, which is an adjective, which I can't get behind. Back in 2022, guys, if you remember, first of all, can you guys believe that I know this? Remember Rich Strike from a couple years ago? Even I remember this. Rich Strike, same story. I love a Cinderella story. I love a come from the bench like Dak Romo vibe. And Rich Strike did that, came from behind, from the bench, and won. So if you think Epic Ride can't do it, you're wrong. And I like his odds. What is it, 50-1? That's nice. We're also going to talk to Sierra Leone's jockey, Tyler Gaffalione. I believe that's how I'm going to say it. Gaffalione. And he's the jockey. And that's another favorite. We have Mike Rapoli on the show, and we're going to talk to him. Now, I'm going to put this earpiece in. This is very aggressive. What an aggressive show today. At Up and Adam Show, guys, with your questions. We are at Thurby Thursday. I'm well prepared for this. And I know that Eric, my lovely, intrepid producer, Eric Wheelo, somehow weaseled his way on this trip last minute. And he's like talking a big game like I'm such a team player. I'm so great that I like did this. But Eric, you completely weaseled it and you did it. The way that you got us to take you on this trip is by hanging out with Jenny. What are you doing? Tell me who you're standing with.
I'm here with Jenny Fenensil. We're at her shop right now. We're in Louisville. She's the official Kentucky Derby milliner 5 times, 5 years in a row, 8 years official milliner of the Kentucky Derby Museum. If you want a hat in Louisville, her store is the place to go. I'll give it up for Jenny right now. Jenny, tell them about yourself. Yeah.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me.
Jenny, it's so nice to see you. Oh my gosh, we're so excited. I'm a very last minute packer. You said that, see that I put on this headband. It's not a real hat. I need a real hat. I didn't have time to do it. You couldn't do it either because you are so busy with fittings and picking out hats and all of this. Eric is being tasked with buying a hat from you, the right one to fit my vibe, my energy, whatever, and bringing it back to me here at Churchill Downs by the end of the show. Good luck, Eric, but tell me a little bit about your business and about sort of maybe the rules, the do's and don'ts of picking the right hat for Derby Day.
Yes, so I make hats from scratch. I'm a master milliner, and what that means is I actually make my hats from scratch using a 200-year-old technique. So I mold over old wooden hat forms like this. And my hats start like, so it's about a 3 to 4 day process to make a hat from scratch. So unfortunately, you can't come in from out of town and say, I need a custom hat. But we do have plenty of hats that we make that are also one of a kind that we have in our store here, just minutes from downtown, that you can still come in and get a last minute hat. But yes, as far as do's and don'ts, you definitely want to be comfortable, just like with the shoes, like Elizabeth was talking about. You want to also be comfortable with the hat. So if you are able to get a hat that you can have made and have it fit you properly, that's really important. Nothing too heavy. You know, it's just a long day. So you want to look fabulous, but be comfortable at the same time.
Who have you made hats for? Like I've heard rumors it's quite a ridiculous list.
Well, I've had the opportunity to make hats for Madonna, Michelle Obama, Oprah Winfrey, Barbara Corcoran. Yeah. Yes. I think Taylor Swift is next on my list.
That's insane.
Yes.
Stop.
No. If they are coming to town, please, Taylor, you need a hat. Come to my hat shop. I'm just minutes from downtown. So look me up.
Listen,
and we do
Taylor, I will buy you the $5,000 Woodford Reserve mint julep if you go visit Jenny, and then you come hang out with me at the Derby. And now everybody's saying Travis Kelce will be here, so it'll be very interesting. And I wouldn't put it past Travis Kelce to wear a hat to the Derby. He's so fashion forward; he would absolutely crush that. How is the energy of this Derby being the 150th? I was only here last year, but it already feels a little different. The energy's different. It feels a little more special.
Yes, people have been planning to come to this Derby for over a year now. I know that they've been getting their tickets and booking their hotels and even starting on their outfits almost a year in advance. So I was doing custom when Derby ended for this coming year. It's been on everybody's bucket list. And, you know, it's 150. You're never going to have that year again. And so, you know, everybody's coming out of the woodworks and celebrating. And, you know, what I love about Louisville is that the city comes alive for the Derby, but more than ever this Derby, just because it's so big. There's parties and events and parades, and just everywhere you go, whether it's the restaurants or bars or boutiques, it's all one big fun, happy place. So I love it.
Jenny, when you get this call, like you're saying Madonna, I can't get over it. We're going to go back to that. When you get the call, like, I don't even know, like from the Oval Office, like I'm picturing like some operators with the switchboard saying like, Michelle for Jen, like what is your reaction?
Well, unfortunately, I don't normally talk to the person themselves. I talk to their staff. Their people talk to my people, which is me. But yes, believe me, I have to pinch myself and wonder if if this is a prank phone call, first of all, if this is really that person. But yes. When they tell me who they really are and that, yes, they're really looking for a hat for whatever event or occasion, there's a few follow-up questions of wondering if it's true or not.
Got it. I am sweating my horseshoes off out here. Now you can't even see me at Churchill Downs. So I think your advice on the lighter the hat, the better. Eric, if you're around there, pick a hat. Bring it to me. I'm wearing all white. I made it very easy. I've got a pop of orange. I like to stand out a little bit, but I don't want something egregiously heavy. So what do you got for me?
All right. We went with this. I think this will go well. Jenny, what do you think?
Yeah.
You talk about
I
that.
love that.
It's simple, lightweight. Also with you running around like you're doing and interviewing a lot of people, it's not going to get in the way or bump around. So, but you still are festive and being in the Derby spirit with this. So.
You like it, Kay?
Amazing. It's incredible. I love it. I can't. Now you have the real, I don't even know. Like you could win the amazing race if you could get here in time, Eric, because it is not easy to get into this Derby, but it is Thursday. Are you wearing a three-piece vest? I don't know what's happening over there.
Yes, I am. I'm ready to go. I'm a race to the Derby.
Okay, Jenny Fan and Steele. Everybody go visit her. Taylor Swift, go visit her. We'll be back on the show. We've got Mike Rapoli. Mike Rapoli's daughter, Joya, needs a hat. Maria needs a hat. Guys, go visit Jenny Fan and Steele over at Forme Millinery. As I already slur my words, thanks to Woodford Reserve, unofficial sponsor of the Up and Adam Show at Thursday. We'll be back after this with Mike Rapoli. We got Eric Wood joining the show. Will I be able to stand during that program? I'm going in the shade. Y'all are trying to give me skin cancer on this program today. Let's do it.
Myself, I love the overhead.
Up and Adams at the Derby. I don't really get it, but the dudes love a drone shot, so we keep going to the drone shots. That is the newly renovated paddock. It is all happening here live from Churchill Downs. It's Up and Adams with Eric Wood, former Buffalo Bill. We've got Mike Rapoli on the show, but right now let's talk about a favorite. It is Sierra Leone and that incredible man who's going to be hanging out with Sierra Leone all day on Saturday is standing next to me right now. Tons of wins under your belt, a Preakness win, but we have eluded the Kentucky Derby. I'm here with Tyler. I'm doing this already. Tyler Geffa-Leone. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks so much for having me on.
What are the vibes? Nervous? Excited?
More excitement, you know, obviously nerves. It's a big race. The one race we all dream of winning, so always nerves, but if you channel them the right way, you can use it for your advantage.
I feel like I want to start with the pedigree of your family. And this young boy, if we can show it, I think we have an image here. You've been at this jockeying thing for a while, as we can see. If you look at these pictures, do we have them? Yeah, there we go. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Where does this take you? I mean, you're an absolute kid, and it's the 150 Derby this weekend. What are the emotions?
Man.
Tyler!
Those were great times. Most of those were from Ocala, Florida, some from Davie, where I grew up. Great times riding the ponies with all my friends. Yeah, it was a great way to grow up.
Your dad and your grandpa, former jockeys.
Yes.
So maybe what is the one characteristic between the three of you that you share, the connective tissue that makes you so good at jockeying?
I would say our patience. I learned a lot from my grandfather. That was his best aspect. But my father as well. That's one thing he preached early on. Just patient. Be as patient as you can possibly.
Yeah.
And it seemed to work out pretty well.
I could never be a jockey. Patience, not my thing. Sierra Leone, a favorite. I'm looking for my horse, okay? I'm looking. Epic Ride just got in. Like, I don't know. He's coming off the bench. Like, you know, he's going to unseat Brady's Bledsoe like Tom Brady did a long time ago. Why is Sierra Leone? Why should I believe in Sierra Leone?
I think he's the whole package. He's got the mindset. He's got the ability. He's a big, strong horse. Can take a good beating. I think he's the horse for this race.
I've been reading some of these quotes when you talk about Sierra Leone. It seems very unique and special, and you sort of I feel like you're in love with this horse, and you really have an affection that's unique to the other horses that you've had experience with.
You know, I would have to agree. He's been a very special horse to me. I've been a huge fan of him even before I got to ride him. So when we picked up the mount, I was thrilled, and he's just been so great to me. And to be in this position now, it's incredible, and just really looking forward to Saturday.
As you can tell, I'm new to the Derby game. It's just my second one, but I'm trying to figure it all out. How much does momentum matter? Let's congratulate you on what happened. Like, you've got that winning smile sort of thing going on. Big wins yesterday. Pendulum with the last second win down the stretch. That was insane. And then Answer the Call brought it home. How does stacking wins affect you going into Saturday?
It's obviously a huge momentum swing to get everything going into the Derby the right way. Wins obviously get your confidence up and get familiar with the track, the way it's playing, so we have a good idea of what we need to do come Saturday.
And with Sierra Leone, for people wanting to, you know, believe in this horse, how much of it, like what percentage of a pie would be the chemistry you have?
I would say about 85%.
Really?
Yeah. He just clicks. We click together. You know, it's a nice bond. I trust him and he trusts me.
I feel like I'm a believer right now. Yeah, this is the quote that I saw. I've never had these feelings before. That's what you said about you and Sierra Leone. 85% is a lot. So if you could describe your feelings about this race, Sierra Leone, in one word, what would it be?
Blessed.
Blessed. Okay. Are you a manifester? Are you picturing the roses? What is that?
I've seen it happen already 10 times, so hopefully it all comes together the ways
Yeah.
I've been
What do you
imagining
mean by
it.
that? You've had 7 tries at the Derby. This is probably your best shot to win it.
I would have to say so. You know, we've had some great opportunities in the past. Things didn't work out, didn't get the trips, but this seems like the horse that can get it done for me.
Now, as somebody who's here for their very second time, I don't know anything. Where do I need to go? What do I need to do? Which race should I like? I didn't even know Derby was a thing. I didn't know Kentucky Oaks was a thing until last year, and I was like, Phillies, what's happening?
No, the whole week is great.
Yeah.
Obviously, starting today with Derby, it's a great card. Got some young, exciting prospects, 2-year-olds starting it off, some older horses coming back, and some nice stake races. Tomorrow, the Oaks, obviously, but just enjoy the whole scenery, get a feel for how great the Kentucky fans are here, and enjoy your experience.
What happens when you win?
I haven't gotten that
Let's play it
far
out.
yet.
No, let's play it out. We're visualizers. We're manifesting. You win. What happens? Are you coming over to the WOODFORD Reserve tent?
Wherever they want me to go, I'll be there. But hopefully, you just get to share that moment with Sierra Leone, and hopefully, we can get there.
And who's here with you? Who's watching?
My wife will be here. Some of her family. She got a couple of her friends. Today's her birthday, actually. So
Let's give her a shout out.
pressure's
Happy
on.
birthday.
Yes, happy birthday, Cassidy. And so, yeah, it's gonna be an exciting weekend.
Happy birthday, Cassidy. What do you make of Mike Rapoli and fierceness?
I love
Why don't
Mike.
you sign up for competition? That guy's a little, he's on the show today. He's a little loosey-goosey.
Yeah, we ran into each other the other day, closing day at Keeneland. I was walking out there. He was down at the tent for the sales, and hollered over to him. We're kind of going back and forth a little bit, but it's all friendly competition, and hope the best for them.
Yeah, don't make John Velasquez jealous now. We got Tyler. Let me get it right again. Tyler, say it so I can get it. Gaffaleon or Gaffaleon?
Gaffaleon.
Gaffaleon. Tyler Gaffaleon. Take that, Mike Rapoli. Take it and lose on Saturday. No, I'm kidding. You guys can go have fun at FanDuel Sportsbook. I'm in on Sierra Leone. I think vibes matter. Ever heard of a quarterback and a wide receiver having a good vibe? Ever heard of that mattering in a Super Bowl? It matters. And you guys can go have fun at FanDuel Sportsbook. We're having fun at the WOODFORD Reserve tent. We will be back after this. I think we're taking a break. We're going to take a break because I don't have an earpiece and I said so. See, that's doing what we can here live at Churchill Downs in Louisville. We'll be back. welcome back to Up and Adams at the drone. Oh, look, another drone shot. Okay, we're going to play a drinking game. Every time we show a drone shot, I'm going to take a huge gulp of my $1,000 Mint Julep courtesy of Woodford Reserve, and I'm going to have one of these courtesy of Chandler Parsons, who'll be joining us tomorrow. What are you writing over there? What's happening? Okay, I don't know what's happening. We're here. No one's behind me anymore, but this is the spot to be. We're outside the paddock. It's newly renovated. So much excitement for the 150th Run of the Roses. I keep saying Run of the Bull, but it's almost time for Run of the No Bull with Mike Rapoli. He'll be on in a second. We're looking for a horse. I told you about Epic Ride, okay? He's the Brady, Drew Bledsoe, Dak, Romo sort of vibe. He's coming off the bench, okay? We had Encino got scratched. Epic Ride is in. We're going to learn about the favorite, Fierceness, with Rapoli in a second, but I do want to tell you about another horse, Dornock. Not spelled like Dornock, so make sure that you know that when you're hanging out over at FanDuel Sportsbook. But let me tell you about this horse, okay? Okay, for me it's all about pedigree, right? It matters, bloodlines. His father's name is Good Magic. His mom's name is Puka. Okay, I'm into that because I'm looking for Dornock to harness some of the Puka Nakua energy. Rookie year, Magic at the Derby. He's boxed in against the rails starting at post 1. Dornock needs to bust out of that coverage, get in the open field. How, like we saw Puka Nakua do, like time in, time out. Not really talked about enough. 20-1 odds if you want to hang out at FanDuel Sportsbook. And for those of you MLB fans, do you watch the betcast on FanDuel Sportsbook? You should. Jason Worth is a part owner of this horse. So there's pedigree, there's baseball involved. I'm sweating, but I'm enjoying my cocktail. The best part of the Mint Julep is the ice. Perfect shaped ice. 10 out of 10 rating. Okay, so now you know a couple of the horses. We're getting you guys set for the Derby Saturday. Go place your bets, have some fun at FanDuel Sportsbook. I, in 5-inch heels, looking like a 37-year-old child bride, went and found Mike Rapoli, owner of Fierceness, godfather of Fierceness, jockey of Fierceness. Maybe I talked to him about his horse and his chances at this Kentucky Derby. I'm here with Bajillionaire Extraordinaire, and if you've ever purchased a beverage at a convenience store, a gas station, a 7-Eleven, there's a good chance that he owns it. This is Mike Rapoli, and we are at the Kentucky Derby once more. How are you?
I'm doing a lot better this year than I was last year.
Okay, we'll get into that, but I understand there was just a priest. You're going to have a double blessing. You're going to have your priest come by. How is Fierceness?
He's doing good. I'm also going to bring in a rabbi. You know I'm not Jewish.
Everything, yeah.
Jessica, whatever it takes this year. So he's doing great. I mean, Kay, you were here last year with Forte and the little roller coaster here. This has been great. I mean, he's horse is feeling good, looking good, training good. You know, if it wasn't the Kentucky Derby, I would be extremely giddy. Now I'm just anxious and nervous.
I was here last year. We talked. Then there were a bunch of rumors. Forte ends up getting scratched. I'm new to this game.
Yeah.
Rumors are going to swirl. I just have a feeling. Any concerns with Fierceness going into this one?
No.
Okay.
And last year, obviously, everything was a little bit more cautious because what happened with Churchill Downs and some of the deaths during the week. So everybody was more on edge. So, you know, I mean, some of these horses walk a little differently. They made the decision to scratch Fierceness, scratch Forte. 5 weeks later, he was second in the Belmont. He was perfectly fine. But with Fierceness, I mean, knock on wood, today, every day, he's been a special, special horse, hasn't missed a day of training, and he's looking great.
You got priests baptizing this horse. Who's the godfather? Tom Brady?
No, I'm the godfather.
You are?
Yeah, I'm the godfather.
The dad and the godfather. You're doing it all.
Tom is one of the biggest fans of Fierceness, and he's been a good friend, and I've been rooting for him, and he roots for me, so very excited.
Well, let's talk about this. I feel like my NFL action rubbed off on you a little bit. Last year, no Tom Brady. This year, NFL and Noble teaming up, TB12, all of that. How did you get to know each other so closely?
You know, when I moved to Orlando, he moved to Tampa when he started playing there. So we actually met at Churchill. We have a mutual friend named Ogden Phipps. Tom comes to the Derby almost every year. And he was at the suite next to us, and we got talking, and he had TB12, and he was also playing football, and, you know, I'm into wellness brands and nutrition. We started talking about one of his brands, and, you know, turned out to be a really good friendship as, you know, I sold my company, Body Armor. He was ending his career, and, you know, sometimes through change or adversity in life, you build some friendships, and it merged into Noble, creating this new wellness brand. And, you know, Tom and I are excited just to spend time and work together.
I mean, maybe we'll get a win here. Maybe you should have named the horse Tom Brady, and it would have, you know, changed the luck around even more.
if I would have done that knowing Tom, he would have taken credit for the win. And it would not have felt the same as saying my Kentucky Derby winner was Tom Brady.
In being partners with Tom Brady, of course, body armor reminds me of Kobe Bryant, two absolute GOATs. What is the one common thread, the strongest common thread between those two?
You know, listen, it's part of it is the fierceness, the intensity, the drive to win. I mean, what I try to do in business through vitamin water, body armor, no bull, is what, you know, Kobe tried to do in high school, Olympics, NBA championships. Tom from Michigan to New England, 6 Super Bowls, to go to Tampa, win one. You know, it's really 3 people that have this no bull ship mentality that want, you know, it's about next year. It's about after you win a championship. I mean, hey, I think Kobe lost 2 NBA finals. Tom's lost 3 Super Bowls. I've lost 9 Kentucky Derbies, but we're not going to talk about that right now. But you know what? It's about the journey. It's about the chase. It's about the drive. And, you know, we very like-minded people that want to be better versions of themselves today than they were yesterday.
Interesting. You don't want to talk about the Derby losses. Give me the mentality. You have Mamba mentality. You have Tom Brady mentality. What is the Micropoli mentality of sort of getting off the mat and doing this all over again? You know,
it's so funny. I think the reason why we gravitated our friendships with Kobe and we gravitated my friendship with Tom is, you know, Kobe gave me one of the biggest compliments. I had to look it up at one time because I didn't know what it meant. But he said, Mike, we're cut from the same cloth. And to me, that was one of the biggest compliments.
A hell of a compliment.
You know, and, you know, listen, there was an intensity about him, you know, and he took it to business. And, you know, it's sad how it turned out, but Body Armor isn't an $8 billion company and a super successful brand without Kobe Bryant. And, you know, I told him, you know, what Phil Jackson did for you in basketball is what I want to do for you in business. And in turn, he motivated me and inspired me. And, you know, with Tom, you know, I think Kobe and I, on and off business or the court, very similar. Tom has this Clark Kent, Superman alter ego. On the field, it's let's fucking go.
Yes.
And off the field, it's just let's go. And he's got a really cool temperament. And but when it's, you know, down 28-3, there's no other better guy than you want out there.
Well, I heard that you said that you're going to be tougher than Bill Belichick was on him in this partnership, which I love to hear. Phil Jackson, Bill Belichick, and Mike Rapoli. The other thing about those two is they're outspoken. Tom Brady now, especially being removed for the game a little bit, he's about to be in the booth. You're outspoken. I love this whole Rage Against the Machine. How did you become the Joker in Gotham?
You know, listen, it's more about, I wasn't born into this business. You know, my
Hey, Joya, get in here. Everybody meet Joya.
Okay. Say hi, Joya.
Hi.
Okay.
Hi.
She likes to jump in.
Tell us about this horse.
Anything about fierceness?
I made fierceness.
No, we don't care. We want to know about fierceness. How's fierceness going to do on Saturday? What do you think?
Very good.
Okay.
I'm looking for a horse to pick. Should fierceness be my favorite?
Yes.
Okay, done.
Okay.
I mean, it's done. I've picked my person.
Well, if you wanted to know what type of personality my daughter had, I think you just saw it.
I mean, like, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Go ahead.
So I mean, you know, what was the question?
I don't even remember. What was the question? What are we talking about? Let me remind me. What were we talking about? No, we weren't talking about Belichick.
Oh, how did I become
what kind of team do you have? My team's not even listening.
Yeah,
My team's just standing there.
I got it. So,
what were we talking about? I don't know.
Being the Gotham person.
Oh, yeah. Well, I saw you, and the National Thoroughbred Alliance did not exist. And then you create this thing, and you are the Joker in Gotham.
Yes, I call myself the commissioner. You know, it's funny. I'm watching all these sports, you know, whether it's Adam Silver in the NBA or Goodell in the NFL. Every sport has a governing body and someone to oversee the sport. This sport is in decline. And it's such a great sport. You know, I think last year was the first time you were here.
It was so fun.
And
Unforgettable.
And you're back here again this year. There are so many people that love the sport. And honestly, it's the worst marketed sport. We have to do a better job. So I wanted to be more vocal, to empower other people to be more vocal. There are things that 90% of us agree need to be fixed, but there aren't any systems and process to fix them. So I've decided to be more vocal, and, you know, some people like me and some people don't.
Now, can you get other people to call you the commissioner? How does that, I mean, you want to be the owner of the horse, you want to be the godfather of the horse, you want to be the commissioner. Do you want to be the jockey too? Is John Velasquez out here like worried for his job?
Well, I can't make the weight. That's a big. So you can make the weight. I can't make
Tom
the weight.
Brady could probably make the weight, looking the way he does. But
No,
wait,
not lately. He's been adding on some muscle.
But talk to quickly for an NFL fan that doesn't maybe follow horse racing, aftercare and its importance to you. I'd love for you to explain that.
I mean, obviously, the NFL had some issues with players and taking care of them, and they did an incredible job of now making sure educating the players. A lot of these guys, they, very similar to an NFL player. Your career can be over at 25, 26.
Mm-hmm.
These horses could be retired at 3 or 4 years old. They live to 20 years old. So how do we take care of them when they're done racing to 20 years old? So raising, the first initiative I'm going to do with the NTA is we're going to raise $15 to $20 million next year through everywhere, the tracks, the owners, the breeders, everything to raise that money. So when Fierceness or a horse not as good as Fierceness doesn't become a stallion, he becomes a productive, he's rehome for training, he's rehome for another sport, he's equestrian. So the whole thing is the education and raising the money so that these horses, when they retire at 3 or 4, we have enough money to take care of them.
Is it raising the money or is it like a fee? Like you want to be in the derbies, you want to be a part of this, you have to invest.
Yeah, you know what? We invest in horses to race.
Yes.
And once you make that commitment, you have to invest in the horse for the rest of its life. Well, so when a foal is born, someone should pay. When it's sold as a yearling, we need to pay. When he's sold it at a sale, when he's entered in a race, there should be a $50 fee for the future.
Yeah.
And it's very simple because no one's going to miss the money.
Yeah.
And it's going to turn out to be $20 million.
One last one for you. I love that John Velasquez, who I met last year, and then he won the race after my interview. I was so into him. You, him, Pletch. Y'all did this years ago together. I mean, Grandma Nona, right? Nona was out there doing the European kisses to Velasquez. And you guys are like the Derby Expendables out here for one last ride or something. What's going on there? How do you feel?
It feels a little bit like between Todd, Johnny, and I, like The Last Dance. We start Todd and Johnny.
Don't say that.
Todd and Johnny have been doing this for 28 years. That's number one. This horse, my grandmother used to come to all the races, and she passed away on the first Saturday in May in 2020 when there was no Derby. And I just always had why would she pass away the first Saturday in May and no Derby? It was 4 years ago. And this horse is out of Nona Bella, Fierceness's dam. That means beautiful grandmother. And Nona Bella is out of Nona Mia, which I named means my grandmother. So the connection there, and that Johnny's back on this horse. We were in our 30s when we first started. We're now in our 50s. I have an 8-year-old. They have college graduates. And the reason why I say Last Dance is, you can train to 75. You can own to 75. It's hard to be a jockey at 75.
Yeah.
So Johnny's in his 50s. It's
very special.
So for us, this is a little more, this is special for the triangle.
The Derby Expendables.
Yeah.
I'm loving this. I got one more little game that we're
whatever.
going to do. It's going to be called Win, Place, or Showtime. Basically, I'm going to give you 3 things. You got to rank them from the winner, placing, and then show, okay? So just rank favorite to not. Okay, first up, New York City boroughs, Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx.
Queens, Bronx, Brooklyn.
Okay, I like that. By the way, you're working with Tom Brady. You're a New Yorker. I don't like how that. I don't know if this is.
Well, I live in Florida now.
What do you disown? You disown New York? What do you mean?
You know what?
Business is business.
And no one told me when I had an 8-year-old daughter she had to go to school, and it's easier for wintertime school in Florida. That's why.
I like that. Italian-American sports icons: Joe DiMaggio, Vince Lombardi, Mike Piazza.
Vince Lombardi, because he's a motivator and the best coach of all time.
Okay.
Mike Piazza, because I love the Mets and he's Italian. And Joe DiMaggio, because he was great, but he was a Yankee.
Also, there we go. Big East basketball teams for next year: UConn, Marquette, St. John's. Who's winning? Who's showing? Who's placing?
St. John's, and St. John's.
Okay. Are you more mad about St. John's being robbed their tourney spot, or about the state of things in that horse racing in general?
More mad about the state of horse racing because of the future, but St. John's played UConn really well, and they should have been in the tournament.
Nice first year under Rick Pitino, your buddy.
Yeah.
Words that the media has used to describe you that I was reading articles: outspoken, cavalier, rebellious.
Nice, by the way. I mean, very complimentary.
Outspoken, cavalier, rebellious. Which one? Which one's most fitting?
I'm going to go...
Who wins?
Outspoken, cavalier was the next one.
Uh-huh.
And if you, instead of rebellious, if they use disruptive, I would have done that first.
Okay, I like that. Last one, let's do some business moguls. Mark Cuban, Barbara Corcoran, or Mike Rapoli?
Mike Rapoli, Barbara Corcoran, and I got to compete against Mark
Cuban.
Cuban.
What do we got against Cuban?
Nothing. I like to compete.
Best of luck with Fierceness and Tom Brady and everything in a beautiful family and a beautiful life. And Noble, of course. And my gear is coming soon.
Yes, without that white dress. All right? Thanks, Kim. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it. Huh? All right, I don't know about that, but you just heard Mike Rapoli there. He's full of bravado. He's a bit of a rebel. He said he's what, cavalier. He don't want rebellious, he wanted disruptive, and he is can fierceness disrupt a losing streak for Mike Rapoli in this year's 150th running of the Nobles, as I'll call it, just for Rapoli there. We're in at Churchill Downs in Louisville. Boozy Susie has officially taken over. We want to tell you about some of these horses. You're learning as we go. You want to place your bet on the one that sort of jives with you the most. You learned about Sierra Leone. Okay, I've got my eye on Catalytic. Is this my horse? I don't know. You guys decide. Let me tell you about it. First of all, the odds, 30-1 odds on this horse. Catalytic lining up in post 5. Let me tell you, if you don't know horse racing, I learned one thing last year, and lining up in post 5 is like getting the 1 seed in the freaking playoffs. Okay, post 5 has produced more Kentucky Derby winners since 1930 than any other spot. Plus, you know, his great-great-grandfather's name is 49er, so the horse has a winner, at least in the NFC, written all over it. That's Catalytic, post 5 vibes, 1 seed vibes. We're going to take a short break here. I don't know a lot about the Derby, so let me tell you who's going to fill me in. Louisville's very own. He's been a part owner of horses. He knows the vibes. He's done bourbon tours here. We've got Eric Wood joining us on the program after this. Look at, he's a 10 out of 10. If you were a horse, I'd bet on you, Eric. Let's go. For those of you playing the drinking game at home, every time we show a Joan shot, take a sip of whatever's near you. Hopefully Woodford Reserve. We're at the Woodford Reserve tent right outside these beautiful paddocks. They're newly renovated. They're gorgeous. Churchill Downs in all its glory. Louisville, Kentucky, and also just an amazing partnership with FanDuel. Guys, go get the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Did you know FanDuel is the only place You can bet the Kentucky Derby. The only place right now, all customers can get a no-sweat Derby bet up to $20. You can get up to $20 back if your Derby win bet doesn't win. You pick Sierra Leone flaps. Who cares? You get it back. What are you waiting for? Bet America's #1 race on America's #1 sportsbook. Now, we've been running through horses. We've been hanging out, chasing Micropoli around, getting splashed by mud there in the old barn. But now I'm here with the best dressed ever, Eric Wood, former Buffalo Bill great, now media member. You've got the Center on Buffalo podcast, busy, but you know Louisville more than anybody else. Happy Derby weekend.
Yeah, happy Derby to you as well. Yeah, this is an opportunity for us to pay back those that take care of us throughout the year. So awesome weekend. Unfortunately, it starts earlier and earlier every year, so it's events starting Tuesday, Wednesday, and whatnot, but we'll rally through.
What is the secret to longevity here? As a man who I do believe used to run bourbon tours, whiskey tour, what did you used to do?
I didn't run them, we just host them. And
What's the difference?
So people come into town and I link up with buddies that run the distilleries and we show them a good time. Me and Richie Incognito actually split a barrel of bourbon one year. So we have our stickers on the barrel of Blanton's, and I actually gave Josh Allen the tip this year and he couldn't get it done in time, but for an offensive line gift, bring him to Louisville, let them pick out a barrel of bourbon, name it after the offensive line, and then gift it out to him. It wouldn't be that cheap of a gift, but Josh has been splurging anyways, and he can afford it.
Has Josh been splurged? Is he a good gift giver?
He is a great gift giver. He did something this year, ATVs or something in the past.
That's nice.
Yeah, he's been very generous. It must be nice playing with those $50 million+ quarterbacks.
Has he been to the Derby?
Josh came last year with us. He stayed at the house, which my kids, my son took his school picture in a Josh Allen jersey a couple years ago. So for my son and my daughter to be able to experience Josh staying at the house was fun, and Josh was a great sport about it. We hit the winner last year, so Josh was able to make a little money. We played some golf.
That's all Josh needs, a little more money.
Exactly, exactly. But I think it got him hooked. This year he had a charity event he had to go to this weekend, so he couldn't make it, but we'll try and get him back next year.
Maybe we'll play some bets for our guy here at Churchill Downs. Tell me about, you, Louisville, you've always kept a home here. It's home to you. What makes it so special?
It's a great place. It's weekends like this. It's, we host the PGA Championship in a couple weeks. It's a great sports town. From my most recent metrics, we are the biggest city in the country that does not have a professional sports team. So I played for the Louisville Cardinals right down the street. You can see our stadium from Churchill Downs. And so there's a ton of passion around the sports in this town. But between the bourbon, the dining, the golf, it fits me.
Yeah, it's not bad. I like your hat. Your hat fits you really well,
Thank
too.
You.
The vibes are immaculate. It's a very special year. It's the 150th running of the Roses, of course, here in Churchill Downs in Louisville. As you can tell, I've had a couple sips of this. They keep refilling it.
Is that water or is that bourbon?
No, it's bourbon, but they keep refilling it, and I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's the glass of wine effect at dinner.
You see how? Oh, my God. Could I have gotten an apple box? Could someone have given me something to stand on? Can anyone help me in this situation? You are so, look at this image here.
Yeah, not bad.
I look like a jockey? Is that what you just said? Listen,
right. You cover the flowers, though. That's all that matters.
You've never been a jockey, but you've definitely had part ownership in horses. How big of a flex is that, my friend?
It's fun. It's honestly fun. And my wife has only lost her voice at one sporting event ever, and it was when our filly Dramatizer came barreling down the stretch. Dramatizer. We do the claiming game. So for those following in at home, casual racing fans, when you see a race that says a $50,000 claimer, anyone can claim that horse after that race for that amount. So if you and your trainer say, we think that horse is worth more money, then you'll claim that horse. So it's like flipping houses almost, and I hate to say that about it.
Oh my gosh, let's get you an HD TV show. That sounds great.
Right, so
we'll get you a show on FanDuel TV.
I know. We should do that.
Okay,
but anyways, we have two right now, so we came back. We brought the kids to the backside of the track yesterday morning. You go and visit your horses.
How lucky are these kids? Josh Allen jerseys at picture day, hanging out. They wake up and they're having pancakes and something off the griddle with Josh Allen. It's crazy.
Right, no doubt.
Yeah, is Josh Allen happy these days? What's going on with this team? Listen, I saw you and I said, Eric, I love you, but we red wedding this team. What did you make of these changes? I know you cover them on your podcast week in, week out.
Yeah, and so a lot of the guys that got replaced this offseason are guys I played with. Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, Tre'Davious White. Those are guys I played with. Mitch Morse came in when I had the neck injury. And so those guys have been around a while. And yes, there is a lot of star power, but it's inevitable in the NFL. there's always going to be change, and this was the right time that Brandon Beane felt to make those changes that are also strapped on the cap. But I think Josh is happy. Honestly, I heard from Brandon Beane that he wanted Keon Coleman, so Bills fans were ticked off that they traded. What a
star in the making that is.
Right. So Bills fans were ticked off. They traded back twice, traded out of the first round, but they bring in Keon Coleman, who brings some size, some athleticism, some hopefully big play ability down the field. But I think Josh really likes Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator. We saw at the end of the season last year that even without Diggs' production, the Bills go on a 5-game win streak, win in the playoffs, have the Chiefs on the ropes, unable to get it done at the end. But I think Josh is happy.
If you were to say there's going to be a breakout player on the Bills, I know we're in May 2nd, but if there was a breakout, a go-to receiver, a trusted blanket for him, somebody that he's going to be giving the ball to, or just anybody from the draft, who are you sort of naming as the breakout stud?
So right now, the way I look at it, and it's not fair to compare him to Travis Kelce, but Dalton Kincaid could be the feature, similar to how the last 2 years the Chiefs win 2 back-to-back Super Bowls with Travis Kelce as their main target, the tight end, and then some role players at receiver. They have those role guys. We'll see what Keon Coleman becomes. They got Curtis Samuel, Khalil Shakir. But that tight end, even combo between Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid, but I think Dalton Kincaid is going to be a big-time feature this year.
He's so young. He talked to me a lot about the chemistry that they built sort of throughout the year, what it takes to get Josh to trust you. So I'm expecting big things his sophomore season. Okay, we got a couple minutes left. We're going to get to know you, basically. I'm going to describe a horse that's actually in the field for the Derby, and you're going to give me an NFL team that you think it best compares to. This seems really hard, but let's see. Fierceness, Micropoli's guy, 5-2 odds, starting in post 17, Eric. No horse has won from there since 1930. So high expectations, tough starting point. What NFL team?
Give me the Bills there because they still, even with all the moves this offseason, still top 4, top 5 betting odds to win it all, but they haven't won one before. So give me the Bills.
That's actually really good. How about Sierra Leone? 3-1, second choice favorite. Recent wins have come with dramatic rallies. So which team starts slow but always pulls it together at the end?
Unfortunately for the Bills, the Chiefs.
I knew you were going to say that.
I know. And yeah, the last 2 years, everyone counts them out about halfway through the season and they end up winning it all.
Mystic Dan, currently 20-1 odds. I like that. Mystic Dan's only win came in muddy conditions. So it's a horse that's best in bad environments. What team does that compare to? Best when it's tough.
I would probably say the Eagles as of late. Like, they're not pretty. They run the tush push and score half their touchdowns on Jalen Hurts runs.
Do they do the tush push without Jason? Come on now.
I think so.
Really?
I think so. And I give Jason a lot of credit for it working, but I also give their quarterback who squats, 650 pounds?
Hey, Jalen.
Yeah, I give him some credit there, too.
That's a good one. How about Just Steele? Second in 3 of 4 starts this season. That's nice. His trainer's 4-time Derby winning Dwayne Lucas, a team with championship pedigree on the sidelines, but needs to finish the job. Buffalo again?
It may be, yes, but it may be hitting my brain just because you said Steel, but I'd probably say the Steelers. And they have championship pedigree, but I don't know if they'll be able to get it done this year.
Okay, last one, Track Phantom. So this horse, it's like a solid playoff team category. It's a good, strong team, but always ends up in the Hunt playoff graphic.
I would say that was us.
Well, we're really good at this.
Well, during my tenure with the Bills, until we broke the playoff drought, we were always in the hunt. That was kind of our, the local media, that was the thing. They're always in the hunt. I'll think kind of locally around here, give me the Colts as a team lately have been in the hunt, can't quite get over the hump.
I feel like nobody's talking about Anthony Richardson. I low-key like them this year.
Yeah, I like him too.
I'm slurring my words. And it's the festivities have not even started. They have not even begun yet. Give me in a 1 sentence, finish my sentence. The Buffalo Bills will break their drought. Super Bowl drought. They'll get, if what?
If what? The Bills will break their Super Bowl drought if they can get some young production this year. They're going to have to see it at safety. They're going to have to see it at corner, probably at receiver. But if they stay, actually, let me say this.
Okay.
If they stay healthy, the Bills win the Super Bowl. And I think it would have been last year if the defense would have stayed healthy.
Why do I keep drinking this? Okay, Eric Wood, we appreciate you.
My
I got
pleasure.
a hat. My amazing producer, who you look like you're in Mumford and Sons. I don't know what is happening here.
I drum in Mumford. That's what I do.
I don't know what this is. Did you bring me a hat from Forme?
Hat made it.
Have you been drinking mint juleps all day long?
To a golf cart.
Yeah. Tell me, where is your band?
Oh.
You leave it in the car.
I left it in the Uber. But there you go, Kay. There's your hat. Forme Millenary.
So my daughter corrected me on this yesterday. Actually, this morning when I was FaceTiming her on the way to school. That's a fascinator, not a hat.
Oh, well, way to go. It's a fascinator, not a hat. That's a fascinating tidbit from our guy, Eric Wood. We'll see you guys tomorrow. It's time to keep drinking here at the Thurby. Thurby, Thirsty Thurby. We'll see you later. I literally cannot speak. Somebody give me...